You know, it seems like every fanbase on the planet is trying to one-up the last to prove it's even more pathetic. I've done plenty of these videos, and it seems like every time, it seems like a new fanbase, like I said, tries to one-up the last one to show that they're even more embarrassing. I've done ones for Snyder's fans, the DC fans, and I didn't think it could get worse than Percy Jackson, because I did several videos on that because of how many views that Percy Jackson video got, and a lot of them were hate-watching it, which is pretty funny to me. I always love when people hate-watch my videos, because all they're doing is boosting the view count and just making themselves look like idiots. I didn't think anything could top Percy Jackson, but Barbie fans are starting to prove me wrong. Because this is just fucking funny. If you've seen my community tab recently, I posted some of these comments on my Barbie review, and it's really fucking funny, because it's just a bunch of white female liberals crying and whining in the comments, and I just wanted to go through some of these just to give you guys a good laugh, just like I did off the last time I did one of these a few months ago, I think. I did this back in like either June or July. So you can't do one of these without someone calling you an incel, because that word, much like the word racist, has lost all meaning at this point. Now incel just means white man I don't like. That's what that means at this point. And then you have something as really bad as this, where basically it's just someone bitching and whining, and the final sentence is, "Wow, I'm really glad to be a 40-year-old liberal today." That is not something to be proud of. The fact that you're glad to admit that you're a 40-year-old liberal that probably voted for Joe Biden and sent our country into the hellhole that it's in the first that it is nowadays, that's not something you want to be bragging about on the internet. And here is a really funny one. Now, I want to talk about another one too, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Because this one was just pathetic, and I'll also read off a response by somebody else on the actual post that I made. "Barbie is the best movie I've ever seen. It's not man-hating, you just have a fragile ego. If you think this is man-hating, you wouldn't survive being a woman with the stuff we have to deal with from how we are represented in movies and in the media." Seriously? Yeah, how you're represented, what, in 1930? Because here's the response from somebody on my actual post. This is the reply. Hang on, let me move my camera a little bit so I can read this. The stuff they have to deal with by being represented in the media, y'all are represented as gods and we're just bumbling idiots. That's a good, that's a pretty good summary of how it's done nowadays, especially with this movie. The women are all treated like they're the second coming of God. They're the next Christ. All women are perfect, and men are just bumbling idiots or they're assholes. That's what it is, because you can't have a strong male character in a movie anymore without the white liberals flipping their shit. Because if you have a strong man, it's seen as toxic masculinity. And if you think this is just because I'm a man and why I didn't like this, I've seen plenty of reviews from female reviewers that said the exact same thing I did, so don't even try to tell me that it's just the man's perspective. But here's the real kicker. Well, first off, there was also another one that has their traditional, well, there's something wrong with you, because obviously if you think a movie is garbage, it's your fault and not the fault of the filmmakers. Which is obviously a double negative anyway, but you see the problem with that, because nowadays it's tradition to see in comment sections, if you don't like a movie, if you hate a movie, there's something wrong with you. Instead of, oh, I don't know, you just thought the movie was shit. But then there was also one that claimed the movie isn't a feminist piece, which is horseshit, but then went on a tangent about how it's a good thing that it's a feminist movie. First up, because apparently Barbies have been seen as misogynistic. You figure that one out. But this guy's telling me that it's not a feminist piece, but it's a good thing that it's a feminist piece? Can someone explain that to me? I am shocked that fan bases keep getting more and more pathetic, but it always gives me a good laugh, and that's why I make these videos, to give you guys a good laugh along with it. So that's all I got, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.